Hey everyone, I'm Chris Lesniak,
And I'm Rob Byer, and this is
the Debate Math Podcast.
debating mathy topics and mathy pedagogy with mathy people just like you.
Let's get into this month's debate. Hello and welcome to a very special series of episodes.
This set of mini episodes, we have two guests who will demonstrate some of the basic skills and routines of debate math.
But let's start by having our guests introduce themselves. First up, Mike, you would like to introduce yourself?
Sure, that sounds good. So my name is Mike Flynn. I am the president and CEO of Flynn Education. I'm a former second grade teacher, taught that for 14 years, moved into higher education for a while. And now my work is I run a company. We get to make math tasks and professional learning. I work in schools around the world, and I get to work in classrooms teaching preschool through high school math, and just excited to be here.
And arguing against him is Zak. Zak, share who you are.
Yeah, always arguing against you, Mike. That's my role here. I'm Zak Champagne. I am the Chief Content Officer here at Flynn Education. I've been in education for 26 years and spent the vast majority of that time in classrooms teaching from first grade all the way through eighth grade. And excited to be here today to share a little bit and debate with my good friend.
All right, and with that, let's get into the debate. So let's start with some short debates. Get on your soapbox and share your thoughts.
Our first question is, what is the best way to cut a pizza? Mike, you're first.
All right. My claim is the best way to cut a pizza is in triangular pieces, all pretty much uniform. And my warrant is that people like the goodness of the pizza. There's some crust people out there, but when you do pretty much uniform triangular pieces, you get mostly goodness with some of the crust versus the square cuts where you get some in the middle that have no crust whatsoever that get scooped up at a party. And then if you're late to the pizza, you get all the little crusty edges that have like a little bit of sauce, a little bit of cheese. And so it's more fair to have a circular cut that's pretty uniform.
Okay. And then with the opposing argument, we have Zak. Zak, you're up.
Mike, so typical of you to start with this sort of typical way. My claim here is that we shouldn't go typical. We should think outside the box and realize that there are lots of ways people engage with pizza. Some people like the crust, some people don't like the crust. So if you take a circle pizza and you cut it in sort of these straight lines that form like a grid, you're going to get some pieces in the middle that have no crust. So those kids, like mine, all three of them, who don't eat the crust, it's not wasted, right? They get an option to have their piece of pizza and not have to worry about wasting the crust. So cutting it in this way is going to give us opportunities to make everybody happy as opposed to just some people happy.
Well, thank you to Zak and Mike for that. And now it's time for listeners to pause and ponder. What did you notice?
What do you wonder?
So that was our first debate. You may have noticed Zak and Mike had some kind of structure in their conversation. We'll talk about this more and dig deeper into structures in the coming episodes.
And it's important to think about how to introduce a structure into class. Start silly. Start with what you just heard, cutting a pizza, or things like, who's your favorite superhero? Or what's the best superhero power? Or things like cats versus dogs. Are cats better than dogs? Are dogs better than cats? Start with something that kids can relate to, and then you just play with the structure and you work it out yourself throughout the class.
More to come in the next episode. Want to learn more about incorporating debate activities into your math classroom? Go to luzniak.com/podcast to sign up for my mailing list and get your first set of example debate activities you could use with your students today. Go to luzniak.com/podcast.
Don't forget to reach out to us with comments and questions on debatemath.com or follow us on Twitter at DebateMathPod and follow along with hashtag DebateMathPod.
Rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Or wherever you listen to this podcast. Your feedback is super important to us.
Well, that's all from us.
Looking forward to debating with you more next episode. Until next time, cheers.